Hey guys, my name is Jared. I'd like to just take a few minutes to cover a few key points, things that you need to understand if you want to effectively lose weight, burn fat by doing the keto diet. First off, these are lessons that I've learned the hard way. I've lost about 35, 40 pounds over the last few years, more or less in spurts. And it took this long because I did not understand most of what I'm about to share with you. I could have done this long ago. I could have lost this weight a long time ago, much more easily, if I'd understood these principles. So, really quick, here are some bullet proof points that you need to understand, principles you need to understand if you want to effectively lose weight doing the keto diet as quickly as possible. First off, though, I'm not a health professional. I'm just a guy. I'm not giving you medical advice. Go talk to your doctor if you want medical advice. Don't talk to me. First thing is first, if you want to lose weight, first thing you need to do is get healthy. Before you do any special diets, I highly recommend go out, walk, jog, get into some sports. Whatever you need to do to get some good exercise each day. Look at your diet, eliminate sugars, stop eating sweets, stop eating anything with white flour, vegetable oils like canola oil, those are really bad for you, processed foods. Do some research and get healthy. Start eating Mexican food I think is a lot better than a lot of American foods, but whole grains, vegetables, and the healthiest you can imagine. Do that. So those are obvious things: exercise, eat healthy food, try to get as healthy as you can before getting into any crazy diet plans. That's really going to help you out a lot, because once you get into keto, you're going to need to be exercising, but it really is going to suck if you're not even able to exercise to begin with. If you have a hard time walking a mile, you're not going to be able to do keto and exercise at the same time. It's just not going to work for you. So if you really want to lose weight, burn fat doing keto, you're going to have to do more than just do keto. You're going to have to do keto, number one. You're going to have to exercise, number two. You're going to need to do intermittent fasting is number three. And then number four, there are some supplements that most likely you're going to want to take to help assist your body to burn that fat and to do what you need it to do so that you can be successful. First off, if you don't know already, just the fundamentals of what ketosis is. Ketosis is a medical state in which your body stops relying on sugars and carbs and burns body fat instead. And so the keto diet is the diet where you're going to eliminate sugars, carbs from your diet, and your body will transition into a state of ketosis where you're burning and using body fat instead. And that's basically it. If you're really in super sad shape and you've got a lot of weight to lose, I'm talking about 100 plus pounds, you might want to consider doing the carnivore diet. Get online and research what the carnivore diet is. In other words, one meal a day, eat beef. That's it. There are reasons for that. I'm not going to talk about the carnivore diet any more than that with this video. Now, when you start doing the keto diet, you need to understand that the body is first going to start burning the fat in the liver. Most Americans have very, very fatty livers, which really can cause and lead to lots of severe health problems. The body really likes to store fat in the liver. So when you first start doing this keto diet, you're probably not going to notice a lot of changes in terms of your overall appearance the first few weeks or even the first month, because you're cleansing vital organs, including and most especially the liver. The belly fat is going to be the last fat to go. I hate to break it to you, but that's the way it is. You'll definitely see yourself trimming down, but that belly fat is going to be the last to go. It's the hardest to go. It's a really dense fat, and the body is going to go for the low-hanging fruit first. It's going to burn the fat throughout your body first, and so if you're trying to fit into a smaller pair of pants or whatever, that's going to be the last thing that goes. I got this funny bump up here. I'm looking at myself here. Not sure why. Anyway, so the first key to losing weight doing the keto diet is first fasting. Intermittent fasting, that's where you're going to start skipping meals. Starting off on the keto diet, I would recommend start off your day with some caffeine, maybe some coffee, maybe some Stevia. Use Stevia as your sweetener if you're going to, if you want that drink to be sweet. And skip breakfast and lunch and don't eat until dinner time. You need to give your body a chance to really cleanse and give it a real good boost to begin with to start making that transition towards getting into ketosis. Now you need to understand your body is going to probably require upwards of 7 to 10 days before it actually really gets into ketosis. So you can plan on feeling like crap probably your first 7 days of doing this keto diet. That's just the way it is. There's things you can do to help alleviate that. One person has suggested a lot less dairy, because dairy tends to cause inflammation. So when you get into keto, I would focus on eating beef, mixed nuts, and maybe some veggies like carrots and broccoli. You really want to do all you can to avoid any kind of inflammation, which is going to make you feel really lousy. Okay, so beef, fish, maybe avocados, sprouted almonds, but just some really simple foods that are not going to cause inflammation. Later on, once you get into ketosis, then you can add cheese and some dairy products like that. As you're doing ketosis, as you're doing the keto diet, and as you're doing intermittent fasting, caffeine is going to make your life possible. It's going to make it so you can function. So for me, I'll start off with some caffeine in the morning. Drink lots of fluids. Be careful not to drink too much or to have too much caffeine. I think about 50 to 70 milligrams tops is all you want of caffeine each day. And do that in the morning, not in the afternoon or evening. Some cheat food. So you want to be really careful of cheat foods that don't work. So everyone thinks, oh well, if I'm going to do keto, I'm going to cheat by trying to find supposedly keto friendly foods that are sweet and are really pleasant and fun to eat, but which somehow supposedly fit in with the keto diet. So here are some cheat foods that do not work. Yogurt. Yogurt has lots of sugar. Even the plain high-fat yogurt still has way too much sugar. Been there, done that, it doesn't work. So if you think you're going to get away with eating Greek yogurt, plain yogurt, adding stevia or whatever, that actually is not going to work. You need to have no more than about 10 grams of sugar each day. And so if you want to have some of that plain yogurt, a very small amount is all you get. Cottage cheese. I've tried that too. You eat a bunch of cottage cheese and you are not going to get into ketosis. There's way too much sugar in cottage cheese. You go to the store, you go to Costco, and they have all kinds of keto-friendly products you can buy. Most of those are not compatible with the keto diet. It's a brand, it's a marketing gimmick. Those keto-friendly processed foods are not going to be compatible with getting into or maintaining ketosis. Obviously, things like beans, peas, rice, corn, those foods are not. They got way too much sugar and carbs for you to be able to do to get into ketosis and to stay in ketosis. If you are doing the keto diet, you want to be very, very careful what you eat. When you're shopping, look at the label. You do not want anything with more than 1 gram of sugar per serving. And you got to look at how big the servings are too. Sometimes a serving will be just 2 tablespoons. It'll say, oh, it's got 3 grams of sugar per serving. Well, actually, that's a lot of sugar if each serving is only 2 tablespoons. So, one example of that is salsa. Salsa actually has sugar in it, and the serving size is very, very small. So yeah, I actually do use some salsa when I'm doing the keto diet, but it's just a very, very small amount. Yeah, so check the ingredients. The best foods for doing the keto diet are eggs. Make sure you get the highest quality eggs you can get. Cheese. Again, you want to be careful with the ingredients on cheese. You want aged cheese, any kind of soft or processed cheese. You got to look at the ingredients. Some cheeses actually do have a fair amount of sugar in them. Most cheeses are fine, but you want to be careful with that. Like the spreadable cheese is probably going to have sugar in it. I love cheese. Cheese is great. Cream cheese is actually a fantastic keto diet food to eat. So eggs, cheese, beef is really good. Fish is really good. Chicken you want to be really careful with. Chicken has a lot of omega-6. And you really want to have your omega-6 as low as possible. You want to balance your omega-3 with your omega-6. And so things like eggs, beef, avocado, almonds are high in omega-3s, very, very low in omega-6. And so you want to be really careful with that. Avocado is fantastic. It's hard that they get really expensive a lot of the year, but when the price comes down, I definitely go through a lot of avocados. Mixed nuts, that's a little bit iffy. You want to be careful with a lot of nuts, especially cashews are high in sugar. But almonds, sprouted almonds, Brazil nuts, those are great foods for getting protein and also some dietary fiber when you're doing keto. Which leads me to the next big issue with keto is you got to be really careful to make sure you get some veggies and some dietary fiber to allow digestion, so you don't get backed up, so you don't have hard stools, you don't get hemorrhoids. That can be a horrible problem to have. So make sure you get dietary fiber, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. The next I want to talk about some supplements. So you're doing intermittent fasting, you're just eating 1 meal a day, maybe 2 meals a day. You're eating the right foods, but there are certain supplements you can take that really are going to help boost ketosis and help you burn as much body fat as possible. One is apple cider vinegar. I really highly recommend having maybe 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar before you go to bed each night. And that's going to really help stimulate ketosis, especially in men. I can't explain the science. Short story is men lack certain enzymes, and your body stops producing certain things which are needed to stimulate ketosis. Apple cider vinegar is really going to help with that in a huge way. I mean, this really is a very, very big deal. The apple cider vinegar. Take that in the evening, maybe half an hour before you go to bed. Have a little bit more with some water first thing in the morning. The next thing is there's a sports drink called Keto Plus. You can get that online. I'll put the link in the remarks. The Keto Plus sports drink has lots of stuff in it that really does massively help in terms of boosting your ketone level and stimulating ketosis. By the way, I'm not getting any perks at all for mentioning any of these products, so I'm just telling you what's worked for me and things that will really help you most likely to get into ketosis and to burn as much fat as possible. So vinegar, Keto Plus. Another is that I take is Puritan's Pride Herbal Laxative. I take 2 capsules each day. The reason is when you're eating a lot of eggs and cheese and beef, things like that, you kind of need a little extra help getting things to move along. Triple boron complex, that's a supplement. One of the things that your body really needs to help boost ketone levels is boron, and the triple boron complex has the extra ingredients needed to help stimulate that. Finally, and I've talked about this before, is when you want to get into doing this keto diet, I would highly recommend by beginning with fasting. The first day on the keto diet, have a cup of coffee in the morning, no sugar, no half and half or milk or anything in your coffee, just coffee, some stevia, and then don't eat until maybe 4 or 5 p.m. And do that the first 2 days, and that'll really help jumpstart the ketosis. It's going to burn out all the sugar and carbs that are still left in your digestive system, and help stimulate that transition into ketosis. And then finally back to the whole intermittent fasting thing. Intermittent fasting is really super duper important. Starting off, after you've done that initial 2 days of just doing 1 meal a day, go ahead and increase your meals to 2 meals a day. That's going to make things really a lot easier on you for the next, say, 5 days, eating around noon and again at about 5 p.m. Just some of those keto foods like eggs, beef, avocado, carrots or broccoli, maybe some sprouted almonds. But do that, have 2 meals a day on days 3 through 6. After that, my recommendation is move that back to just 1 meal a day. Just 1 meal a day. I like to have that meal between about 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. One big keto meal. And so what that's going to do is allow your body to really cleanse and to burn fat the rest of the time. Every time you eat, your body releases insulin, and when that insulin is released, you are not going to burn fat, plain and simple. And so by minimizing the number of times you eat each day, your body is being given the maximum opportunity possible to receive nourishment, but also to be burning that body fat. So again, these are principles that you should research further. If you're going to do the keto diet, if you're going to do intermittent fasting, if you're going to be trying to apply these principles to burn that body fat, you need to become an expert. And so there's a lot of content online. to help you really understand the science behind doing the keto diet. So you want to make sure you're eating the right foods, not eating the wrong foods. The keto friendly foods, especially the processed ones, are going to undermine your effectiveness in getting into keto and staying in keto. Exercise is absolutely critical, and then taking the right supplements. So just looking at my notes here, just to recap, if you want to really burn body fat, you need to do keto, you need to exercise, you need to do intermittent fasting, you need to be using the right supplements. Thank you for watching.